Once again, a warm regards to all my beautiful audience. I, Dr. Sachin Kadam, Chief Technology Officer of Advanced Cells, welcome you in my next webinar, which is on arthritis and its management. The title of talk is Nailing Down the Arthritis with Stem Cells. Before we proceed, I would like to give you the general idea of what we are going to discuss today. So, my today's talk will cover basic introduction to arthritis, different types of arthritis, and traditional ways of arthritis management, along with most recent stem cell therapy for arthritis treatment. The word arthritis means joint inflammation, where arth is taken from Greek word arthron for joint, and it is nothing but inflammation. For decades, arthritis has been considered a part of aging, but not anymore. Recent research points out that older people are not only one who suffers from arthritis pain. Surprisingly, people much younger than 60-65 years old can also develop arthritis. Arthritis is used by clinician to specifically mean inflammation of joint. It is used in public health to refer more than generally 100 rheumatoid arthritis diseases and conditions similar to that. The conditions that affect joints, the tissue and surrounding to the joints, and other connective tissue inflammation is also covered in arthritis. The pattern, severity, and location of symptoms can vary depending on the type of disease. Arthritis is, as I have mentioned, is the term given to the disease by general clinician. So if we see this particular diagram, we can see the joint between two bone is nothing but a bedding of synovial fluid. In case of arthritis, this bedding starts to disappear, and because of there is no lubricant between two joints of bone, bone starts wearing and tearing processes. These leads to arthritis. Let's see the history of arthritis. Arthritis is not modern disease. Evidences of arthritis is found way back 500 BC also. It is also said that Christopher Columbus had this particular diseases or a disease resembled or disease resembled exactly like arthritis. Skeleton remains of Native American from 5000 to 500 BC were also showed clinical evidence of presence of rheumatoid arthritis. Arthritis can be underlying cause of disability and can affect different people in different ways. Arthritis attributes limitation of work activity, social participation, etc. 21.6% of US population was affected by arthritis in year 2003. This number rose to 22.7 in 2010 and expected to grow to 25% by year 2030. Arthritis generally associated with joint pains, but that's not all at all. The complications associated with the disease, if not treated well, can also lead to death. Arthritis related death rose from 5,537 in 1979 to 9,367 in 1998 according to CDC report. 80% of the death from arthritis were due to diffuse connective tissue disease, which covers 34%, Other specific or specified rheumatoid conditions that covers 23%, rheumatoid arthritis, which is somewhere around 22%, and as discussed earlier, arthritis is not only associated with old age, but even younger people can suffer from this particular disease. So, not just this is arthritis is not just a old people disease, even younger persons can fall prey to this disease. When we are talking about types of arthritis, two common types are very well known to us, and they are osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis. Osteoarthritis is most common form of arthritis, affecting millions of people worldwide. It is said to occur when the protective cartilage that cushioned the end of our bone wears down over the time. Whereas rheumatoid arthritis, also known as RA, is an autoimmune disease in which the patient's immune system generally generate cellular and antibody response to various components of the joints such as type 1 collagenase. As a result of this immune response, not only does joint distribution or a destruction occurs, but also secondary complications such as pulmonary fibrosis, renal damage, and even heart damage can happen due to rheumatoid arthritis. If we see the detailed segregation of arthritis based on the type, three main types of arthritis are mentioned in the literature. And these three main types are seen in people with further characteristics or characterized by their appearance and diseases or a disease condition. These three main characteristics are osteoarthritis, inflammatory arthritis, and septic arthritis. We have already seen what do we mean by osteoarthritis. This osteoarthritis is further divided into two types, primary osteoarthritis and a secondary osteoarthritis. Whereas inflammatory arthritis is nothing but a immune systems related inflammation and which leads to arthritis. Rheumatoid arthritis is a part of inflammatory arthritis. Along with rheumatoid arthritis, psoriasis or psoriatic arthritis, which is associated with immune disease called psoriasis, a crystal induced arthritis, which divides into GOT or pseudogut arthritis. The gut is caused due to monosodium or monohydrate crystal formation, whereas pseudogut is caused by calcium phosphate crystal formation. Septic arthritis is due to infection, and this infection further leads to arthritis. Although arthritis can happen to any one of us, age do play substantial role. Risk of developing arthritis generally increase with age. 50% of those 65-year-old and older people said that their doctors have diagnosed arthritis in them. Also, race of community do play a role. It has been observed that whites are least likely to have limitations due to arthritis, whereas non Hispanic, black, and Hispanic people are the most likely to be affected. People with very high physical activity, like professional sports person, dancers, laborers, are more prone to arthritis than any other people. In the last slides, we have seen the high risk group who can suffer due to arthritis. However, if we see in general, obesity, injury, and trauma is or could be the cause of arthritis. Repetitive joint use, strenuous and continuous physical activity can also lead to arthritis. Genetic, and old age is also associated with arthritis. Arthritis has different types based on clinical conditions that we have already seen. But if we see the cause of arthritis, they are almost similar irrespective of the type of arthritis. In case of osteoarthritis, the causes could be biological sex. In this case, the females are more prone to osteoarthritis. Age, old age people are more prone. Weight, heavyweight people, obese people are more prone for arthritis. Medical conditions, history of fracture, family history, smoking status, diet are some of the reasons why osteoarthritis can occur in people. If we see rheumatoid arthritis, the reasons or causes are almost similar except gene and certain infection are added into the list along with smoking, exposure to toxin, age, biological sex, weight, etc. If we see psoriatic arthritis, risk factor are almost same as that of rheumatoid arthritis, like age, smoking, obesity, gene, family history. The addition is the disease called psoriasis. Got arthritis risk factor, again same, except the kidney disease is added into this, and the dietary habits are also added in this type of arthritis. When we talk about symptoms of arthritis, following can be considered as the alarming condition for arthritis. These conditions are pain associated with daily routine activity, limitations in motion, joint stiffness, knee tenderness, and feeling of knee tearing are some of the main symptoms associated with arthritis. If any of these symptoms persist, it is advisable to see the physician immediately for diagnosis. Remember, early diagnosis of any disease give you half victory over that disease during the diagnosis only. Arthritis diagnosis is a complicated process and can be done using clinical history, X-ray, physical assessment, MRI, joint aspirate, and blood test, where a cyclic circulated peptide called CCP antibody test is done in order to, or along with rheumatoid factor, which is known as RF factor test, to help the diagnose rheumatoid arthritis and to assess the severity and probable course of disease prognosis. Pain is subjective and influenced by multiple factors. Stressful event can increase symptoms of arthritis. However, basic precautions and home management of disease can help us live peacefully with the disease till the final cure happens. Heavyweight body increase the pressure on joints by putting extra weight on these joints, and this leads to further inflammation. Exercise and weight management is very essential in arthritis management. Light exercise like walking, light jogging, water aerobics, cycling, yoga, tai chi stretching for around 4 times a week for 30 minutes daily helps maintaining normal BMI. Remember, arthritis does not mean that you should restrict yourself, your movement, and you cannot do exercise. You have to do light exercise for better results. Vitamins and mineral deficiency needs to address in arthritis. The most common observed vitamin and mineral deficiencies in patients with rheumatoid arthritis are folic acid, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin B6, vitamin B12, vitamin E, calcium, magnesium, zinc, selenium, etc. Proper medication and rest is key to treatment of any disease. Though The above mentioned modality can reduce the pain and promote comfort. There are some other routines that patients can incorporate into their treatment plan. These methods may work wonder that can improve the quality of life. First, periods of activity must be balanced with periods of rest. Though pain can be disabling and may limit your activity, you must keep in mind that resting for long period is counterproductive and may worsen the pain. Second, commuting with communication with your family, friends, and colleagues will help you deal with obligations. This will let them know that there will be time that you will need extra help and some period of rest to keep things running smoothly. Lastly, you may also try to practice relaxation techniques such as deep breathing exercise that can help minimize the stress, a factor that can trigger episodes of arthritis flare. Research has proved the beneficiary effect of stem cells in many diseases. We have already discussed the differentiation potential of stem cells, and we know that stem cells can differentiate themselves into different types of cell lineages. That includes bone and cartilage tissue. Many clinical trials have been conducted across the globe to see the effectiveness of stem cells in arthritis. It has been observed that stem cell injections in diseased or affected joint helps regrowing bone and cartilage tissue. If we have to see how these stem cells work in case of arthritis, then this slide will help us shed some more light over it. When we isolate stem cells from bone marrow, fat, or umbilical cord and inject these stem cells to affected area, they home into these new environment and form a niche for themselves. This niche further helps them to differentiate into desired cell type, in this case cartilage or bone cells. These newly formed cartilage cells then replace the disease cells and even stop the further deterioration of tissue and stop inflammation. When we talk about stem cell therapy, stem cells can be obtained from the same person, which means donor and recipient of the stem cells will be the same. That is autologous source. Bone marrow or fat tissue are excellent source of stem cells for autologous stem cell therapy. When the recipient and donor of the stem cells are different, it is called allogenic therapy. Umbilical cord Wharton's jelly derived stem cells are superior source when it comes to allogenic therapy. Many clinical trials have conducted and have shown shown the effectiveness of stem cells in arthritis. It has been observed that stem cells injected into a disease or affected joints helps replenishing the cell population and stopping the deterioration of tissue and inflammation. Research findings have proved that stem cell therapy has a better effect in case of arthritis. The effect is not just better, but it is found to be the long lasting. Many studies have proved that stem cell therapy gives relief over a period of 6 to 8 years. So, in nutshell, the take home message from this webinar is the ABCD of arthritis. So let's see what these ABCD. A, arthritis can be well managed by different treatment options. B, basic treatment includes pain medication, topical medication, exercise, physical therapy, meditation, uh, then acupuncture and heat or cold application can give a better relief. C for cell therapy. Cell therapy can prove the best option to deal with arthritis, and it has been proved that stem cell therapy has offered a cure for different types of arthritis. D is for do's and don'ts. These do's and don'ts are generally given by doctors, and it is our duty that we should follow these do's and don'ts meticulously to deal the arthritis. So, with this, I would like to conclude my talk. The talk is open for question answer session now. Thank you so much.